Hi guys, so following on from a LinkedIn article regarding using an iEvo Rev4 controller with read ahead to provide time and attendance solutions without the need for an access control unit. I'm going to do a quick sort of demonstration of how the unit works. So I've just put together this real simple web page that displays timesheet information as well as enrolled users, users on site now, and users that have been on site today. What I've done is I've written an application in C, and I've uploaded that application directly to the Rev4 control board. So when you put your finger on and it scans your finger, it's the application that runs directly on the Rev4 controller that will determine access was granted for the fingerprint in question, and it will upload that information, time and date stamp along with a user ID straight to the server, which then obviously will then do all the calculations for time in, time out, hours worked, etc. So as I said, the C code runs directly on the Rev4, so once the person is enrolled, all you need, obviously you're going to need a PC for enrollment purposes, but once the person is enrolled, it's just a matter of plugging that Rev4 controller into your network that has internet connectivity. As you can see, there's no wigged output wired into that controller whatsoever, and it will upload it straight to the server and do all your time and attendance, clock in and clock out. So I've just put together this sort of testing, mock-up, prototype, whatever you want to call it, that will just list out enrolled users on site now, on site today, and first in, last out, and the hours that the person physically works. So as we can see on screen, there are 11 users currently enrolled, but again, this is just fictitious information. Users on site now, there's currently none, and users that have been on site today is myself, just one person. And then we can go to timesheet, and then we can see previous testing from previous days, and the current day. Myself has been on site today, as per here, but is not currently on site. So we've started at 4. Finished at 9 minutes past, and worked a total of 1 hour and 40 minutes. Obviously the first in and last out could be 9 AM to 5 PM for example, but you only worked at say 3 hours on site. So it gives you your first in, your last out, hours that you physically worked, and then there can be an additional conflict like break, stroke off site, but I just haven't added that in this example. So if I present my finger to the reader, and then give it a few seconds, it will upload that information to the cloud. And then if we go back to timesheet, click it again, you can now see the users on site 1, and it's updated my information with a dash because the last out time hasn't been collected yet. Because we did have a first in, we did have a last out. Obviously now I'm clocked in again. We have an in, we have an out, we have an in, so there is no last out currently. And that's obviously updated the users that are on site now, as we can see myself. I've got additional finger registered, so if I put that on, again give it a few seconds just to synchronize with the server, and if I refresh the web page, we can now see that 2 users are on site and 2 users have been on site today. And if we go back to timesheet, we can now see the additional person has been on site along with the first in. So now if I clock myself out, as I said, give it a second, and present the other finger. Now both myself and the fictitious user, John Doe, is now both have been on site today, are not on site now, and we have a last out for both users. So I'll refresh. As we can see, the first in, last out, and the hours that were physically worked for each of those users. There was 2 people on site today. There was currently no users on site at this precise moment in time. And this is all live data, so as soon as you put your finger on, the C application that's running directly on the Rev4 control unit will detect that access was granted. As I said, it will upload the date and time stamp along with the ID of the user, and then that gets correlated in the online database, so it knows who those people are. Okay, so it's a quick mock-up. I was originally going to just spit data to the screen, but I thought I'd make it look a bit sort of presentable. The original LinkedIn post has had quite a few views and sort of thumbs ups. I've also had 3 phone calls in relation to this, so just putting the sort of the feeler out there really, if this is sort of interest to people. for sort of running just sort of time and attendance only scenarios. We could add some sort of additional reports to this, a few bar graphs and pie charts, etc., etc. So I'm just sort of putting this video out there to see who would be interested in basically purchasing a completed product, excuse me, and what sort of features you'd like to see within the product. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Cheers, bye bye.